Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to this session. It's always nice to see a lively audience in front of you when you're about to speak about the biggest mistake you have done in the company. So I've been with TFB for 15 years this year, and when I saw the name of the panel, it's quite a lot of mistakes I can remember within the 15 years, given that I joined the startup, the TFB, when it was a startup. But just to talk about the failures or the numbers, it's a very one-sided, short-lived story. And I wanted to see, is there anything in common that keeps happening? And I asked my teammates as well about what's been happening, what do you remember? Because most of our team been working 10 plus years. And we all had a laugh sometimes a cry about the issues. But the main thing is there are two types of basic problems. It's either technology is failing on the liquidity side, on the bridge side, on the server side, or it's a human error. Someone made the wrong configuration, someone made the wrong calculation, someone was, sleepy, anything can happen, or in a rush. But looking into the more pattern of it, I would say that the biggest issue happens when the human meet technology and trying to cooperate with it. Of course, you're here for the stories, so I will go down to the stories as well. Let's take broker A with amazing, brilliant dealer. He was so good. He had in his mind, he had a really good understanding of the traders, what they want, the type of the traders. He had all the in his mind, he did all the groups, how they should be, where they should be. In our technology in the bridge, we have the auto-switch functionality, so he knew how to switch at what point. He was doing so well with his strategy, so the company been growing very, very fast. At some point, though, the image he had in his head and with the configuration with the auto-switch that's been happening started slowly, gradually go apart. And that's one of the things that you don't notice straight away, because everything is done correctly, right? The bridge is working as it should be. The settings are all done. There is no issues, error, bugs, or mistakes. It's just he has one expectations on paper, but the results is different. And we lost precious 3 days before we understood what is the issue here. And it's not his fault, it's not his mistake. He is really good at what he's doing, but there was no workflow with the technology. That was in his brilliant head, and that's it. So that's going down to human meeting technology and sometimes not trusting it. Let's talk about trust to technology. Broker B doesn't want to do the backup server just yet. There are more important issues than that. There are more important processes to take care of. So the backup going to happen the next week, maybe the next month. Now they launch something else, because everything is working until it doesn't, right? So the severe weather conditions, the power outage in the server is down for very, very precious 12 minutes. Everyone with a server knows that 12 minutes is a lot of time. And it's not maybe so much about the financial damage straight away, but it is the reputation that you're losing, because traders do not forgive that easily. They will keep talking about that for years, maybe days, I don't know. It's long-lasting, and they will talk about that online, and it will stay with you for much longer than you wish. So there was, again, no trust to the technology or to the alert system or to the advice. And that, again, the workflow. Because if you add technology to the workflow, you trust to the technology to the signals that it says. Go back to the human error. There were the big company with multiple offices, and two people approximately at the same time did 2 different settings in 2 different countries to the same group. And only one applied, of course. And one person was contacting us via the email and another via the chat. And there was miscommunication, and they did that, I don't know, after I don't know which internal things they had, why there were two different configurations, but it's again the workflow, because that kind of mistake also not shown straight away. That was a couple of days to understand who did the mistake, why the reality is not matching with the expectations. And if they had a very good workflow, they will have one accountable person who takes the decision or who knows the process. And I give you one more, which is probably most of the brokers I talk to faced at least once. It's if to ask the broker technology fault, if to see from technology perspective it's a human fault, it's the missing one decimal point on the contract size or in the swaps overnight. On one symbol, which is not maybe very typical, but just hidden somewhere there, and in the first minutes of the market move, one deal causing, on the MetaTrader or on the trading platform, everything is correctly, but on the liquidity, it goes much bigger order. And one client that we had lost, I give you the number because you want to hear the numbers, $400,000 in a couple of minutes, because they prefer to do it with Excel files, not to trust the system automatically to upload it or to the maths and the calculations. It didn't happen before for them. Everything was fine for years, except for this 1 minute of the morning trading time. So that, again, the workflow internally, because there is automated systems. And there were certain things, technology is much better, and it's even more relevant now when all of you forced to use AI or want to use AI. All of the things that I mentioned before, they are the risks. They're going down to the technological risk or the human factor risk. Both software and people, they have flaws. And they will be happening. They can happen. We can prevent it, but they will still keep happening. And the key point is, when you have the workflow, you will be able to build the system so that when these risky things happen, you will be able to know how to react and where to look at. What we've done within our company at TFB, we try not just to sell the technology or the product or software, we are building the system and taking care on the onboarding stage. And it's not only with our product. If your provider doesn't do the backups, please, there is the whole expo of the bridge providers. Go look for another one. If you're using some other technology, don't just expect that it's going to do the magic for you. Check the workflow and make sure that it's incorporated in your daily routine, that you know what it's doing and how it fits to the things that you're doing already today, and B, who is accountable. And it's not two people. It should be only one person who is responsible and who checks how the processes are going and reviewing it on time. That's my bit of wisdom on this Thursday afternoon. Thank you very much.